2 years ago, we introduced you to Indiana's grassroots rocker, John Cougar Mellencamp, as he dove into his cause, Farm Aid, designed to bail out small farmers drowning in debt. That project ended earlier this year, but the problem didn't.
Not to get all John Cougar Mellencamp on you, you know, which is basically not being a farmer and speaking for them. I'm kidding. I like what he does, you know. He tried to fight the bankers, didn't win.
The way I understand it, the banks, they don't mind the farmers farming the land. They just don't want them to own their own land.
You know, was he John Cougar when that happened, or was it John Cougar Mellencamp? It was John Cougar, then John Mellencamp, then John Cougar Mellencamp. I think that was... Let's a nice segment for you. Like, what is a band... or a song that everybody loves and you just sit there and you feel like an alien? You know, at first you're like, oh God, I fucking hate this song. But then after a while, when it just keeps coming on and every time people just freak out and have this emotional response. After a while, you get past your hatred of the song and you just start observing the people because you're so tired of being the only one who hates the song. And for me, the number one example of that, for me, is that Queen song, Bohemian Rhapsody. I swear to God, I could fucking murder somebody when that fucking song comes on. It's such a stupid fucking song. It doesn't make any sense. I don't give a fuck that it's difficult to sing. I see a silhouette of man, wabba-woo, wabba-woo, where you do the fandango.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me.
Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very, and everybody in the bar, Galileo, what the fuck are we doing here? Was it like a vocal warm-up that he just put to fucking words? I fucking hate that song. I hate that fucking song, and it was gonna go away, but then they put it in that fucking movie, that SNL movie. What the fuck's the name of that movie? With Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. Wayne and Garth's Big Adventure. I can't remember. It was a long fucking time ago. Anyway, they made that song like they brought it back from the fucking dead.
I think we'll go with a little Bohemian Rhapsody, gentlemen.
Good call.
I hate that fucking song. And in defense of this, I love when people hate songs that I love or hate a group.
Like behind the scenes at a crappy band recording session.
Yeah.
That guy's poodle hair.
These guys probably like went to Supercuts and said, could you just like make it more poopy?
Like there's a kid down the Comedy Store fucking hates AC/DC. And I can't get enough of listening to him trash AC/DC because nobody really does. And he really hates them. And he has such passion for how much he hates them. And I just think it's the funniest fucking thing ever. It was like in that Ginger Baker documentary when he trashed John Bonham. Like nobody trashes John Bonham. And out of nowhere, Ginger Baker just goes, John Bonham couldn't swing a sack of shit.
Bonham had technique, but he couldn't swing a fucking sack of shit.
I almost fell out of my chair like, oh my God, nobody trashes John Bonham. There's a clip of Keith Richards trashing him. Like Keith Richards doesn't like Led Zeppelin so much that he didn't understand that Led Zeppelin was a joke, that Led Zeppelin was in on the joke. It was like, I think they were talking to Keith Moon, and when he told him, when someone was telling him the lineup of the band, Keith jokingly said, like, that's going to go over like a lead balloon. That old school expression, So they took that and they just lead, and they spelt it differently, and then instead of balloon, they said Zeppelin. Like, that's the legend anyway.
The guy who came up with the name Led Zeppelin was actually John Entwistle, it wasn't Keith Moon. And how it came about is there was an old saying in England that, you know, it'll go down like a Led Zeppelin, which means it'll bomb.
So Keith Richards hated that band so much that, like, he didn't even know that the band was in on the joke. There's a clip of him going, like, yeah, Led Zeppelin, and he goes, because it never got off the ground.
I felt that aptly named, it never took off.
And he's kind of making this, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, Keith, that's the fucking joke. Anyway, let's pick some other songs. You guys all know that I hate that bum, 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 that song, Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline. You know, when you go to a Red Sox game and they start singing Sweet Caroline, and like you see like the girlfriend, you know, like snuggling with the boyfriend, and just watching how a song that awful like completes them emotionally somehow. Like, why do they do that? All right, here's another one that drives me up the wall. That Alanis Morissette song. It's like rain on your wedding day. Right?
It's like rain on your wedding day.
And everybody goes, you know, the smarmy thing to say is, she's not singing about irony. She's just talking about, you know, some unfortunate things or some bad luck. That's not why I like that song. That's why I don't like that song. You know, because it just sounds like someone that really has nothing to complain about, but is complaining. I mean, this is life. Everybody has like a bad day. Do you think you're like special? Do you think that like bad things aren't gonna happen to you? And I'm sure I'm misinterpreting this song, but I'm just saying, like, this is my reaction. I don't want to get in too deep with this, but like, there's a lot of fucking songs like that. You know, there has to be a word for that. You know, the Germans have a word, that Schadenfreude. I hope I'm saying that right, which means is taking pleasure in somebody else's misery or pain.
Dad, do you know what Schadenfreude is?
No, I do not know what Schadenfreude is. Please tell me, because I'm dying to know.
It's a German term for shameful joy, taking pleasure in the suffering of others.
There has to be a word for, like, the hatred you have for people that like bands that you don't like. Here's one for you, all right? If they're playing your favorite band at the supermarket, you know, they're probably not that good.
All right. Hey, you're on Kiss Forum.
Yeah, Kiss sucks.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Trace the call, trace the call.
Yeah, they suck big time, man. They bite ass.
Wait a sec. I recognize that voice. Is this Dennis the Young, lead singer from Styx? Come clean, man.
Yeah, it's me.
The curtains on me, yeah. And I will never be free, no, my baby, no, no. You gave a promise.